What's going on? So, got a project today, and I told you guys about this probably like, what, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that, whenever I was doing the table chairs. With the table and chairs, we had a hutch that was given to us. We're going to get a chance to work on it today and get it repainted. It was painted around the same time as the table and chairs, if you guys already seen. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link down here in the description so you can go watch it if you want to see the table and chairs get refinished. But it's pretty beat up. Yeah, it doesn't look so great. But I figure with a little TLC and a little bit of paint, we can turn it into something pretty nice. So I'm going to let you guys take a quick look at it here. So here's what we got. Here's the hutch we got. So, I mean, it's not crazy big, but it is pretty beat up. Yeah, check it out. So I've got some paint and some ideas on kind of what I want to do with it. And we're going to start on it here in just a minute. Well, everything is packed out now. So we got top here, bottom here, got all the cabinets and the drawers and stuff removed. I got those right over here on the table. So I'm going to go ahead and start with getting a coat of paint on these. Then we'll do a coat of paint on this. You'll just have to kind of see what happens here. I'm just kind of playing this by ear and what I think that I want in my head and what I want it to look like. So we're going to play it by ear and we'll go from there. So there is one thing I'm going to do. So on this top here, this backing that's on here, this piece, I'm actually going to remove this and probably just throw it away and go buy like some 1/4-inch cedar plywood and probably redo it with like aromatic cedar on the back. That's the plan for right now anyway. But like I said, we're playing this by ear. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Check this out.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, son. My help has arrived. Oh yeah. What are you out here for?
I play Jensen Monster.
Jensen Monster. Jensen Monster's out here to help. Alright, so here's what we're starting with. Black chalkboard paint. I know you can get this pretty much anywhere, and it's pretty affordable, like $4 or $5 a can, something like that. But what I'm going to do with the chalkboard paint is the front of the drawers. With the cabinet doors, we're just going in here. So this, here is going to be black chalkboard paint. And then if we come over here, all this intersection here and that down there is going to be black chalkboard paint as well. Now, on the front of this, right here, so same thing there, black chalkboard paint on that one. That doesn't come off, that door is fixed on there, so it doesn't come off. So you're going to have, black chalkboard paint there, and then like the fronts of those drawers, fronts of those, and then these inlays here. And that's where we're going to get started with black chalkboard paint on here. And then once this dries, we'll get all this masked off and primed and paint the rest. Oh yeah. So first coat chalkboard paint done. It basically took one can. I got all this done, everything that I was doing with one can. So I have one more can of it that I can use for a second coat. But it's starting to dry pretty quick, and it looks like the coverage is decent. So coverage is not too bad. It's definitely going to take more than just that first coat. Definitely going to take like two coats for sure to get the coverage that I want. But we're drying. We're going to let that dry. Well, we don't really have a choice. Have to let that dry before I can do anything else. So hang in there, and I'm gonna go find something else to do for about the next hour or so. All right, so now it is Saturday. Yeah, Saturday evening. What's this on my shirt? Anyway, it is Saturday evening. Just got home from work. I started on this on Thursday. Yeah, I was off on Thursday. I came home, started on it. Now I'm off tomorrow on Sunday, so I get to finish it. Hopefully tonight. If not tonight, maybe tomorrow. But here's what I'm doing right now. Taping all this off, getting everything masked off so I can throw some paint on it. And this is definitely the most tedious part, for sure, of all this, is just taping everything off and making sure that all the lines are how I want them, yada, yada, yada. Yep, got it all taped off right here. Getting ready to drag everything else out, get it taped off. I'm gonna go ahead and get this base, go ahead and get a coat of paint on it first. Then I'll pull everything else out, get it taped off. Hopefully get a coat of paint on it before it gets dark. It's 8:30, so I'm thinking I may only get paint on the base, and that's about it. But hang in there and we'll see what we can get done tonight. If not, we'll be back at it tomorrow. All right, so let me show you guys what I'm using. This Rust-Oleum stone textured finish. I'll be honest with you, it looks great. It looks super cool. When you see this in the store, you're like, oh man, textured finish? That's gonna look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you, it does. It looks awesome. It looks exactly like I pictured that it would look. So it's gonna look great. However, although it looks really, really good, this stuff does not go very far. So you guys just seen me go through and paint this base. You also see me paint the cabinet doors that I have right over here. So the doors and the base. And just doing that, I just went through 3 cans. That's all I bought. I only bought 3 cans. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting the coverage to be a little better. So, it's cool paint. The coverage sucks. I mean, we're talking like 3 coats to cover. Here's what else I would recommend. Now that I should have known better. Make sure you get a primer, base coat primer. If you're going to do this in the gray, get a gray base coat primer and paint everything over with primer first. That's the problem I'm having with coverage, is that textured paint is, you know, leaving a lot of dark spots in there, so I'm having to go over it multiple times. I'm probably going to have to go by, I still have the entire top of this thing to do. And I'm going to have to go over another coat on the base, another coat on the cabinet. Dude, I'm going to have to go buy like 4 more cans. Maybe 3. I might be, no, probably not. Oh, heck, I don't know. 3 or 4 more cans of this tonight or tomorrow morning before I can finish this. Probably going to buy a can of primer just to do that top with. Probably going to make my life a lot easier. So, get a primer before you use this Rust-Oleum stone textured finish. Also, buy double the amount of paint that you actually think you're going to need, because the coverage isn't great and it's going to take quite a bit to do it. It looks awesome. It really does. This is going to look fantastic. But the coverage is not good and it's going to take you a lot of paint. So keep that in mind. I am heading back home from Lowe's. I went and bought the backing to the hutch. Now, they didn't have any aromatic cedar like I wanted at Lowe's, like a plywood or like a pressed cedar. They didn't have any of that. But what I did find was, it's just like this cheap panel board, but it's like barnwood style image on it. Regardless, I thought it looked pretty sweet. I kind of tried to picture it in my head of what it would look like on the hutch as the backing. I think it's going to look pretty sweet. I don't think you guys can necessarily see it back there. Maybe you can just a little bit. But I'll definitely show it to you when we get back. Get ready to brad nail that sucker on there. But I think it's going to look pretty good. Did get 3 more cans of the stone textured finish paint that I had, because those 3 cans obviously did not go anywhere yesterday. Haven't started painting the top of the hutch yet, so I did go ahead and buy 1 can of primer, because I know that's going to make life so much easier with a can of primer, especially to make that paint go a little further. But that's what is happening today, just trying to finish this hutch and then get some more lawn and landscape stuff done. Aside from that, it's going to be a long Sunday. Well, since I got home, I threw a second coat of paint on these. I threw a second coat of paint on this, and as you can see, like up here on the top, I'm still going to have to go another coat. So I only bought 3 more cans. The second coat on this and that used 1. I still have to paint that. So I'm hoping that like 2 cans can get me through like a second coat on the top and that. If not, we're going back to the store again. But for the time being, let's go ahead and jerk the tape off these and these, and we'll see what it looks like. So we got, like I said, 1 more coat up here, because you can kind of see there's still some dark spots. But Kayla pulled the tape off this one. That's essentially what it's going to look like. And here's the other doors. Got the tape off those. Look at that.
And this scooter got a dirt on it.
Scooter has dirt on it. Yeah, you see, we got a little bit of paint that kind of came through here, and then like over here. Not a big deal. I have a little bit more of that chalkboard paint in there. I can hit that with a little quick spray, get that covered up. Not a big deal, but you think it looks pretty good? I do. So now that all that's done, I got all this taped off. So both sides of that. So it's going to turn out kind of like the cabinet doors. Both sides of that are taped off. I'm going to hit that with some primer, because I got a can of primer, which I didn't do on the first ones, and would have probably used a lot less paint had I primed it first. But I'm going to hit this with primer, and then get the tape off it, and then we'll see what everything looks like in the end once I get the backing and stuff on there. Yep, so hopefully you guys just learned a valuable lesson with me, which is before you use this stone textured Rust-Oleum paint, use primer first. Yeah, so 1 coat of primer, which took 1 can, gave me 1 coat coverage on this, and quite frankly, it looks awesome. Yeah, this looks pretty fantastic. Now we just gotta wait on it to dry. And then we'll get our backing board measured and cut and put on there. Also, I had the 2 cans left, so I used 1 can, actually like 1 1/3 can on that, and then the rest of the can on the top of this to get that coverage done, and it looks awesome. So now that you guys can see what's going on there, yeah, this looks great, exactly how I hoped it would. Looks exactly how I hoped it would, but now I'm gonna go ahead and get that measured so when that dries, we can throw the back on that, and then we'll take it all in the house and get it all put back together. It's gonna look fantastic. The reveal of what it looks like. Boom. Oh yeah. I love it. Love it. Look at that. Yeah, for that to be like a really cheap $14 piece of just particle board with a design, man, that, oh man, that is fantastic. Love it. Still not dry, still can't move it, but love it. All right, so the hutch is done. Well, it's technically still drying, I guess, a little bit. Still a little tacky, but Kayla did help me carry it in. We got it in here in the kitchen. Don't know how long it'll stay here, but for the moment, that's where it's at. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like, what it looks like now. They got all the cabinet doors, the drawers, everything back in there. Take a look. Boom! Yeah, that looks a lot better than it did. For sure. What's up, guy? Nope. There is the final product. So there's the edges, just like you guys seen. There's that backing board. Like I said, I was going to do cedar on it. Decided not to because that was really, really cheap, and cedar is not really, really cheap. So it turned out great. With all the chalkboard paint on there, flat black. I think it looks pretty good. All right, everybody. Let's talk. Here's what's going on. So I'm not at home. I'm off at work for the week. I'm sitting right here chilling out, editing this video that you guys just watched about the hutch. Front to back, everything about the hutch. Number one, I love how it turned out. Turned out top notch. Looks even better in person than it does on the video. I'm telling you, it's like one of the best projects I've ever done. Well, the outro to the video that I had already previously recorded, I don't know what happened to it. I can't find it. Maybe I didn't hit record. Lord, I have no clue. Regardless, it doesn't exist. So that's why you're getting this face right now. But hey guys, I hope you liked the video. I hope you pulled some inspiration from it for whatever project that you plan to do in the future. If you like the project and you pulled some inspiration, give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and do so down there. I have a new video coming out every Friday at 1 o'clock. So every one of those subscriptions and every one of those likes that I get really helps to keep me motivated, to keep the channel going. So leave me a like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys really enjoyed the hutch video. I really enjoyed doing it and turning that hutch around. But until next time, thank you guys for watching.